Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the wild world of nature's ultimate hackers. These aren't your typical coders, but animals that have developed some truly mind-blowing strategies to not just survive, but to master their environments. It's like they found a cheat code for life. Let's get started with our first genius. Meet the pistol shrimp. This tiny crustacean, usually no bigger than your finger, packs a punch that would make a heavyweight champion jealous. It has one oversized claw that it can snap shut so fast it creates something called a cavitation bubble. Now, this isn't just any bubble. When it collapses, it generates an acoustic shockwave and a flash of light that momentarily reaches temperatures of over 4,000 degrees Celsius. It's almost as hot as the surface of the sun. The sound it makes is one of the loudest in the ocean, hitting over 200 decibels. This powerful shot stuns or even kills small fish and crabs, serving them up for dinner on a silver platter. It's a living, breathing sonic weapon. Talk about a life hack. Next up, let's look at the incredible lyrebird from Australia. This bird is the ultimate impersonator, a natural-born sound mixer. Its vocal abilities are so advanced it can mimic almost any sound it hears. We're not just talking about other birds' songs. The lyrebird can perfectly replicate the sound of a camera shutter, a car alarm, a chainsaw, and even human voices. It weaves these sounds into its own complex mating song to impress potential partners. Imagine trying to win a date by perfectly imitating a fire engine siren. The lyrebird's vocal syrinx is the most complex of any songbird, allowing it to produce multiple sounds at once. It's nature's very own DJ, sampling the world around it to create a unique and unforgettable performance. From sound to sight, let's talk about the mimic octopus. Discovered relatively recently in 1998, this animal is the master of disguise. While many octopuses can change their color and texture to blend in, the mimic octopus takes it to a whole new level. It doesn't just camouflage, it actively impersonates other sea creatures. To deter predators, it can contort its body to look and move like a venomous lionfish or a flat, unappetizing flounder. It's even been observed mimicking sea snakes by burying its body and waving to arms around. By changing its shape, movement, and color scheme, it can choose from a whole wardrobe of disguises depending on the threat it faces. This isn't just hiding. It's a calculated, intelligent act of deception. It's like having a superpower that lets you become whatever you need to be to stay safe. Now, for a creature that hacks the very process of life and death, the Torotopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish. Yes, you heard that right, immortal. When this jellyfish gets old, sick, or faces extreme stress, it can do something truly remarkable. Instead of dying, it reverts back to its earliest stage of life. A polyp, it settles on the seafloor and essentially starts its life cycle all over again. From this polyp, new, genetically identical jellyfish will eventually bud off. This process, called transdifferentiation, is like a biological reset button. It's as if an old person could transform back into an infant and get a complete do-over. While they can still be eaten by predators, they have hacked the aging process itself, giving them the potential for biological immortality. It's a concept that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's happening right now in our oceans. Let's move on to an architect. The master builder of the plains, the prairie dog. These social rodents don't just dig simple burrows, they construct vast, complex underground cities, complete with different rooms for sleeping, raising young, and even storing food. But here's the brilliant hack: their ventilation system. Prairie dogs build their mounds with openings at different heights. One entrance is typically a high volcano-shaped mound, while another is a lower, flatter hole. Based on a principle of fluid dynamics called the Bernoulli effect, the faster-moving air over the taller mound creates lower pressure, while the slower air at the lower hole creates higher pressure. This pressure difference pulls fresh air into the lower entrance and sucks stale air out of the higher one, creating a constant, passive air conditioning system for their entire city. They engineered a way to get fresh air without an electric fan. It's a simple, elegant, and incredibly effective solution. Now for a truly bizarre and brilliant strategy from the hairy frog, also known as the wolverine frog. When this amphibian feels threatened, it does something that sounds both horrifying and awesome. It intentionally breaks the bones in its own toes. The sharp, fractured bone fragments then pierce through the skin, creating claws. Yes, you read that correctly. It gives itself bone claws to use for defense. Scientists believe these claws can retract back into the toe pads when the threat is past, allowing the tissue to heal. It's a painful-sounding but highly effective defense mechanism. It's the ultimate example of no pain, no gain, turning its own skeleton into a weapon on demand. Let's talk about a teamwork hack. The honeybee is famous for its honey, but its true genius lies in its communication. How do they tell the entire hive where to find the best patch of flowers? They dance. Scout bees perform something called the waggle dance. It's not random. It's a sophisticated set of instructions. The direction the bee waggles in relation to the sun indicates the direction of the food source. The duration of the waggle tells the other bees how far away it is. The more vigorous the dance, the better the quality of the nectar. It's a symbolic language, a living GPS map created through movement. This incredible communication allows thousands of bees to work together with stunning efficiency, ensuring the whole colony thrives. Next, we have the archerfish, a sharpshooter that lives in mangrove swamps. This fish hunts insects and spiders that are sitting on leaves and branches above the water. How does it get them? It spits. But this isn't just a random jet of water. The archerfish can shoot a highly accurate stream of water up to several feet. To do this, it has to account for the refraction of light as it looks from water into the air, which distorts the apparent position of the target. It's basically solving a complex physics problem in its head in a split second. It can even adjust the force of its water jet based on the size of the prey. It's a living water pistol with a laser sight, a perfect example of hacking physics to get a meal. Let's consider the bombardier beetle. This insect has one of the most explosive defense mechanisms in the animal kingdom. When threatened, it sprays a boiling, noxious chemical cocktail from the tip of its abdomen. Inside its body, it has 2 separate chambers containing different chemicals. When it's time to fire, these chemicals are mixed in a third chamber with some enzymes, causing a violent chemical reaction. This reaction heats the mixture to nearly 100 degrees Celsius and propels it out in a rapid series of pulses. This gives the beetle a powerful, painful, and very stinky way to tell predators to back off. It's a master of chemical engineering, with a built-in weapon system that is both a deterrent and a marvel of biology. Finally, let's look at the electric eel. This creature isn't actually an eel, but a type of knifefish that has hacked its own biology to become a living battery. Specialized muscle cells, called electrocytes, have evolved to generate electricity instead of contracting. Thousands of these cells are stacked in its long body. When the eel wants to attack or defend itself, it can discharge them all at once, unleashing a shock of up to 860 volts. That's enough to stun a horse. But it also uses weaker electric fields for navigation and to locate prey in murky water, a process called electrolocation. It senses distortions in its electric field caused by other objects and animals. It has effectively weaponized electricity and turned it into a sixth sense. From sonic booms and bone claws to immortality and chemical warfare, the animal kingdom is full of incredible innovators. These creatures show us that nature is the ultimate testing ground for ideas, and the solutions it comes up with are often more ingenious than anything we could imagine. Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring these amazing natural hackers with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments which animal hack you found the most mind-blowing. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one. To ever feel like you're just trying to keep up with life? Well, some animals aren't just keeping up, they're rewriting the rules. Today, we're diving into the world of nature's ultimate hackers, creatures with abilities so mind-blowing. They seem to have found the planet's cheat codes. Forget what you thought you knew about the animal kingdom, because we're about to meet the masters of the game. First up, let's talk about the immortal jellyfish, Torotopsis dohrnii. Imagine having a real-life reset button when this tiny jellyfish gets old, sick, or faces danger. It doesn't just give up. Instead, it reverts back to its earliest stage of life, a polyp, and starts its life cycle all over again. It's like hitting New Game Plus on life itself. This biological immortality isn't just a party trick, it's a profound hack of the aging process. While other creatures are bound by the one-way street of life and death, this jellyfish simply turns around and goes back the way it came. It's the ultimate survival strategy, making it theoretically capable of living forever. How's that for beating the system? Now, let's move from the ocean to the treetops and meet the lyrebird. This Australian marvel is the ultimate audio mimic, a living, breathing soundboard. It doesn't just sing its own song, it samples everything around it. We're talking about the calls of at least 20 other bird species, the whir of a camera shutter, the roar of a chainsaw, and even a car alarm. The male lyrebird creates a complex, personalized mixtape to impress potential mates. It's not just copying sounds, it's a sophisticated form of communication and artistry. By hacking the acoustic environment, the lyrebird turns the entire forest into its personal orchestra, proving that to win at the game of love, sometimes you just need the perfect playlist. Ready for another mindbender? Meet the axolotl, the Peter Pan of the salamander world. While most amphibians undergo metamorphosis to live on land, the axolotl decided, nah, I'm good. It stays in its juvenile, aquatic form its entire life, a phenomenon called neoteny. It essentially hacks its own development, keeping its feathery external gills and finned tail forever. But that's just the beginning. The axolotl's true superpower is regeneration. Lose a limb, no problem. It'll grow a new one, complete with bones, muscles, and nerves. Damage its spinal cord or even parts of its brain, it can repair that too. This ability to regenerate complex body parts without scarring is a biological marvel that scientists are studying intensely. The axolotl doesn't just heal, it rebuilds, making it one of nature's most resilient hackers. Let's talk about a master of disguise, the mimic octopus. This creature isn't content with just changing color like other octopuses. No, it takes camouflage to a whole new level by actively impersonating other animals. It contorts its body, changes its texture, and alters its movement to convincingly imitate venomous creatures like the lionfish, sea snakes, and flatfish. By morphing into something more dangerous, it deters predators. This isn't just passive camouflage, it's a dynamic, intelligent defense mechanism. The mimic octopus assesses a threat and chooses the best character to play to scare it off. It's like having a whole library of costumes and knowing exactly which one to wear for any occasion. This is strategic deception at its finest. From the ocean's depths, we now go to the world of insects to meet the bombardier beetle. This little guy has one of the most explosive defense mechanisms in nature. When threatened, it unleashes a boiling hot, noxious chemical spray from its abdomen. But here's the hack: it doesn't store this dangerous concoction pre-mixed. That would be a recipe for disaster. Instead, it holds two separate harmless chemicals in different chambers. When it's time to fire, it mixes them in a reinforced combustion chamber with enzymes that catalyze a violent explosive reaction. The spray can reach nearly 100 degrees Celsius and is fired in rapid pulses. It's a perfectly engineered chemical weapon, a biological cannon that allows this tiny beetle to fend off much larger predators like frogs and ants. Talk about having a powerful security system. Now for a creature that plays the long game. The cuckoo. This bird is the ultimate freeloader, a master of brood parasitism. Instead of building her own nest and raising her young, the female cuckoo finds the nest of another bird species, a host. She quickly lays an egg that often mimics the color and pattern of the host's eggs, but the hack doesn't stop there. The cuckoo chick usually hatches first and, driven by instinct, proceeds to push the host's own eggs or chicks out of the nest. This ensures it gets all the food and attention from its unsuspecting foster parents. The host bird, tricked by the chick's begging calls, which can even mimic the sound of an entire brood, works tirelessly to feed this imposter. The cuckoo has successfully outsourced parenting, a lazy but brilliant hack of the natural order. Let's shrink down to the microscopic level and look at the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. This tiny, 8-legged invertebrate is arguably the toughest animal on Earth. Its hack, a state of suspended animation called cryptobiosis. When conditions get tough, whether it's extreme heat, freezing cold, intense radiation, or even the vacuum of space, the tardigrade curls up into a dehydrated ball called a ton. It shuts down its metabolism to almost nothing and waits. It can stay in this state for decades. Once conditions improve, it rehydrates and goes about its business as if nothing happened. Tardigrades have survived being boiled, frozen, and even sent into outer space and back. They've essentially found a way to press pause on life itself, making them masters of survival in environments where nothing else could live. How about an animal that hacks thermodynamics? The wood frog. This North American amphibian does something that should be impossible. It freezes solid during the winter and thaws out in the spring, completely unharmed. As temperatures drop, the wood frog's body begins to produce a natural antifreeze. High concentrations of glucose and urea in its cells prevent them from freezing and rupturing. While its heart stops beating and its lungs stop breathing, its vital organs are protected. For all intents and purposes, it's a frog-shaped block of ice. When spring arrives, it thaws from the inside out, its heart restarts, and it hops away to find a mate. It's a breathtaking feat of biological engineering, turning a death sentence into a seasonal nap. Let's dive back into the ocean to find the pistol shrimp. This small crustacean has a weapon that defies physics. One of its claws is dramatically larger than the other and can be cocked like the hammer of a gun. When it snaps this claw shut, it creates a powerful jet of water and a cavitation bubble. This bubble collapses with such force that it produces a shockwave, a flash of light, and a sound louder than a gunshot, reaching over 200 decibels. The temperature inside the collapsing bubble briefly reaches thousands of degrees Celsius, nearly as hot as the surface of the sun. This stunning blast is used to hunt small fish and crabs, literally stunning them senseless. The pistol shrimp has weaponized physics, creating a sonic gun that's one of the most powerful phenomena in the animal kingdom. Finally, we have an animal that doesn't just hack its own body, but the entire ecosystem. The beaver. These industrious rodents are nature's engineers. They don't just find a habitat, they create one by felling trees and building dams. Beavers transform streams into vast wetlands and ponds. This doesn't just give them a safe, watery home protected from predators. It completely reshapes the landscape, creating rich, diverse habitats for countless other species, from fish and frogs to birds and insects. They prevent erosion, filter water, and mitigate the effects of both droughts and floods. By hacking their environment on such a massive scale, beavers act as a keystone species, proving that one animal's hard work can literally build an entire world. From cheating death to weaponizing sound, these animals show us that the rules of nature are sometimes made to be broken. They are the innovators, the engineers, and the ultimate survivors. Their incredible abilities aren't magic. They're the result of millions of years of evolution, each one a testament to the sheer ingenuity of life on our planet. Which of these natural hackers impressed you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the wild side of science, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.